Hello and welcome back to DrumForestDrum Gaming. This is video 2 of 2 today, as it's a very special day for me, I personally feel. It is my 1 year since I started YouTube today, and you know, some people may look at that and think, you know, it's a year, but when actually you're doing it, a year actually feels like quite a big achievement, because when you don't get many views on certain bits, it feels quite disheartening, but you kind of push through. So there are a lot of people who don't make it this far. So I feel I've hit quite a big achievement, and I'm quite proud of that. And so this is the second video today. It's going to be another different one like earlier, but today we're just going to do a bit more of a sort of almost a reflective Q&A, if you will. And I've got none other than MastersOfNothing on the other end to do some, you know, questioning and talking with me, and so please give a hand for MastersOfNothing. How's it going, Masters?
It's good, thank you. Should I give you like a birthday cake or something? Is it your anniversary? I don't know. Is that kind of a thing we do on YouTube now?
I mean, I'm not gonna turn down a birthday cake.
Okay, I'll be sending you one a master special. It's usually one I've got from a supermarket, but I mean, it's fine. It's still a cake, right? You can have that, right?
A master special. That doesn't sound. That does not sound like a cake, my friend.
Yeah, I've just realised 3 minutes into this video and I've already screwed up. Oh well, continue onwards. Anyway, so I'm gonna ask you a ton of questions. Some of your viewers and some other people in the community have put together some really nice, kind of really weird questions. A variety of these majority of these come from Void. She's been very kind and gone a bit mental on these questions. So I think I've got nearly 50 of them, and I'm just going to pick some of these.
Oh my goodness.
At random. Yeah, you ready for this?
Yeah. Big shout out to Void quickly for doing this. I much appreciate it.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. So I'm like scrolling through these now, thinking, yeah, am I even allowed to ask you things? Okay, all right. I'm going to start with something really simple. All right.
Yep.
You ready for this?
I'm suited and booted.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Here we go. Why did you start your YouTube channel in the first place?
Oh, now that is a nice simple question. Basically, I've always kind of been intrigued in starting YouTube. I've always liked the idea of it, but I've just never had that push, really. I never thought I'd be able to do anything good enough. I never thought I'd be able to really get into it. And then my mate Jack started streaming on Twitch, and he was like, mate, you should get into this. I was like, I might do that, you know, I might actually give that a shot. So I started streaming with him, and then it kind of went from there. I found, like, because of my living situations at the moment, I couldn't stream on a regular basis, but I thought, you know what though, I could actually push this into YouTube and start doing the recording, because it's a bit easier than streaming for me at this moment in time. And so I then just transitioned over into YouTube, and just focused all my time and energy on that, pretty much. Okay.
So would you say that you would prefer to do YouTube or Twitch? What would you actually prefer? If you had to pick one of them, which one would it be?
If I had to pick one, I would. Oh, see, that's a difficult one. That's a tough question. At the moment, I'd say I would prefer to do YouTube purely because I know what I'm doing more at this moment in time. Like, here and now, in this very moment, if I had to pick one, I would say I would rather choose YouTube, just because I'm sort of in that flow of getting it all done, recording and editing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm in that flow, and I get to pick and choose sort of what I show, what I can do, and everything with the editing.
Well, with YouTube, you do have that variety of also being able to stream and upload videos and schedule them however you choose to. Twitch is very similar, you know, but the kind of where you put your videos and the production area doesn't seem to be that easily accessible. So I think YouTube kind of has the best of both, doesn't it? So I mean, yeah, good choice. YouTube is awesome. Twitch is also fantastic, but I mean, if you had to pick one, that's a good answer. So I mean, I know that this is your only channel, isn't it? You haven't had any other channels. This is your first channel, essentially, right?
Correct. This is the first channel. Is my only one. This is where it all began for me.
So you've been focusing on this channel for a year now. So you tell me, what has your best and your worst moments been in the past year?
My Best and worst. Well, I can pick my worst moment quite easily, and that would have to be Outlast 2. Okay. There was a moment in it where, like, I started off really enjoying the game, and then it got to a point where I was just getting so frustrated with it, like really frustrated with it. And there was one particular video where I actually turned around and said, "You know what, guys? I don't know if I'm going to continue this game because I've just had enough with this rubbish that was happening." Basically,
go on. So you're terrified then? You're scared of the game, or is it?
No, not at all. At first, it scared me, like, and throughout the game, it did have scary moments, and it did that job of scaring me. But it got to a point where I was struggling to find where to go. And like, there was this one moment where I was being chased by loads of villagers, and I couldn't find where to go. Like, and I redid this bit over and over again, and I got so angry. I was sat there going, look, I don't expect a big flashing neon light telling me where to go, but make it slightly more obvious, because this has now taken all the scariness, all the fear that comes with this game has been removed. I'm just angry with it. I've just had enough, kind of thing.
Yeah, so it basically desensitized you to it. I actually remember that section. I had the same issue a few times, and I mean, I eventually got through it, but I at that point, it kind of took the fear or any kind of, you know, like scary aspects out of the game from it, and that can really ruin those moments, can't it?
It really does. And so what I did was I said, do you know what, guys, I'm gonna have to sit and think about this, because I really don't know if I'm gonna continue this. I've just kind of had enough of this crap. And what I did was I took a break for 2 weeks. I just didn't touch it for 2 weeks and just had a real good sit and think about it. And then I thought, you know what, it's been a couple of weeks, I'll go back, fresh eyes, fresh sort of mind. I've been able to chill out, and I continued through, and I got through it, but there were still other moments that annoyed me. But that was probably my worst moment on YouTube at the moment. That was the moment where I was like, because I hate not finishing a game. Like, I'm no completionist, but I like to finish them, you know. I like. It
makes it even worse.
Yeah, like, so I like to be able to finish a game. So when I'm, in fact, not even doing it for myself, but I'm on the channel doing it for other people as well, the fact that I'm sitting there going, I don't think I'm going to finish this, really was just kind of a low point for me.
Okay. And so give me a best. Come on, we've had the worst. Give me the best.
Best moment. Ooh, see, now that is a real tough one.
Meeting me.
Meeting you was a real, like, I would say that, yeah, probably the best moment is actually meeting the people. I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't necessarily have a best moment like when it comes to videos, because I've had a lot of great moments and a lot of great times, but actually meeting the people that I've met over the last year has been fantastic. I've met a lot of awesome people. Like, I've met you, I've met Fitz from Fitz PSG. There's Ryan from Crimson Studios, you got Neus Nexus, and just a lot of people who I've met, and it's been really good.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's I think the community in YouTube in general, you get some good and bads, but I think that's definitely what can make it like a real incredible moment, is when you've got a lot of people who really appreciate what you do, but also when you're in a bad kind of place, or not really enjoying what you're doing, or wondering what you're going to do next, those people around you can always kind of bring you up as well, which is always nice, or offer some sort of collaboration or something like that. It's always nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let me dig. These were the starter questions. These are kind of like the, you know, just get you warmed up. You know, you've done your stretches.
Just warm you into it. You know.
Yeah. So I'll give you one last easy question. Your favorite game of all time. And I need a definitive why to this.
That's an easy one for me. Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation. And the reason why is because growing up, I've always loved my video games. Like, we were a Sega family when we were young. We didn't own Nintendo. We eventually got Game Boys, but we didn't ever own any Nintendo home consoles. So we had Sega growing up. So you had the likes of Streets of Rage, Sonic, all that kind of stuff. But games were kind of just games, you know. It was like level, you know, big boss, finish. And Final Fantasy VII was kind of the first game that introduced me to the concept of having a massive story and characters you care about, and you know, all these different character arcs and storylines behind them and all that kind of stuff. And it was the first game that made you kind of fit, well, the first game I played personally that made me kind of feel for the characters. Okay. So that's why it's my favorite game of all time, and at the moment is my favorite Final Fantasy, because it is the one that introduced me to the concept of there is more to games than just levels. You know, it's more than just playing level after level. There is more to it. It tells a story. It tells people's sort of hopes and dreams within this game. But yeah, so, and it is definitely Final Fantasy VII, and I cannot wait for the remake to come out.
I was kind of expecting that to be a tough one for you, but obviously it wasn't. Okay, fine, here we go. Tell us about your recording setup and what gear you're using, and kind of why you want to use the gear you are.
Recording setup, so I've got a fairly simple computer. I got it from Cyberpower. Got it sort of custom built almost. Like, I was never computer savvy, like, when it came to it. I knew roughly what I was after. I knew rough tidbits, but I rang up Cyberpower, told them what I wanted and what I needed it for, and they basically sent me a thing saying, yeah, we'll probably put this together for you. And I looked at it, I was like, yeah, looks great. But what I've got is I've learned quite a lot since then though. I've kind of sat myself down and done it all. So I've got a graphics card wise, I've got a Radeon. It's a AMD RX 480, I believe it is. I've also got just a couple of simple ViewSonic screens, but they're very nice. They do the job very nicely. Mic wise, I've got a what's it called? A blue Snowball Ice. It's the Snowball Ice.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. I can't afford Yetis and stuff like that. I was originally using a Plantronics headset, and I was having issues with them because I also use virtual cables. So that I can record Discord and everything separately, so that I can balance stuff nicely when I'm gaming with other people. But I was having issues, so what I did was I got a separate mic from my headset. Yeah, so I'm not a rich man, so I went for the blue Snowball Ice, and at the moment it's doing a great job. I mean, I know there's better microphones out there, but not that I can personally afford. But it's doing a great job. It sounds a lot better than what I had before. At the moment, I work in my office where I work, because I work at home for my mum for her business. As a trainee accountant, so my computer doubles as my work computer.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so which is also though why my microphone sort of has an echo to it, just purely because of the room I'm in. I obviously, due to it being my mum's office, can't do any soundproofing and stuff at the moment. So unfortunately,
is there keyboard, mice?
Yeah, I've got a Turtle Beach Grip 500 mouse. And I've got a lovely old Microsoft keyboard.
Oh, you know what? I always funny situation here. I upgraded recently to a SteelSeries, like maybe a year ago, and nice. I used to have Microsoft. I used to have Microsoft and Intel gear or Dell gear for years and years, and I still believe that they are the best kind of gaming keyboards and mice out there. They're quiet, they're responsive, they always used to be great, so kudos, they're awesome.
I've got my particular one is the Microsoft Wired Keyboard 600, which I believe came with a old computer, but it is great. I love it. Simple, can't complain.
People will agree in the comments with all the decisions you made there. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So out of YouTube, what's the most valuable lesson you've learned in YouTube?
To persevere, actually. Yeah. Like I've been doing it a year. My channel, like, I won't lie, my videos don't get huge amounts of views at the moment. Like, I'm talking like 1 to 5 views per video at the moment, so not great. And I'm sure anyone who makes YouTube knows that that's quite disheartening. But I know that if I just give up, then it would have all been for nothing, and nothing's ever going to change. So I find that perseverance is the only way that things will change, and that I will see change. So that's probably the main lesson I've learned.
Okay, no, that's fair. It is tough. I think YouTube, especially now, it's kind of a tough situation where a lot of people have. I mean, I know a lot of people, and you probably have as well, that have walked away from YouTube because it's life-changing. What's happened recently with, Apocalypse and the kind of the way that the algorithm works. And if you decide that you want to stick with YouTube, you don't do it for all of those reasons. You do it for the people that do enjoy what you watch. So, it will come. It does. It takes time, and even like the best content creators can really kind of struggle from time to time, but it will surely soon swing in people's favors, especially when it comes to getting yourself out there. So I mean, it does take time. Totally get it. Perseverance is cool.
That's the other thing, is I'm pretty bad at marketing myself. Like I'm not great at social media. I try. I don't know, I'm just not great at it. I very much struggle with it. I never know what to say, never know what to do, so I struggle on that end. But I feel like if I just keep trying, people will notice that I'm there and, come have a watch. And I think the other thing is, obviously, I'm another gaming channel. I do Let's Plays. There are lots of them out there.
There's tons.
So the other thing I need to do is, and I'm planning to do it, is try and just add a couple more things. At the moment, I'm thinking of adding, I do full-on reviews of games that I finish on the channel, but I'm thinking of adding another sort of set of shows where I do kind of a first impressions review.
Yeah.
Just to mix things up.
Your Let's Talk About games, that is kind of something I think that a lot of channels are kind of missing. They play it and you kind of say your kind of bits at the end of it, but having a nice review to kind of sum it all up is really nice. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, that everyone has a different kind of style. People just eventually will find it. It's it's a huge database of videos. Hopefully someone will come across them. That's what we keep hoping anyway.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
No, that's awesome. That's an awesome thing that you've learned. Do you think that lesson that you've learned has helped you outside of YouTube, personally?
Yeah, I guess so. Like at the moment I'm learning accountancy, and it's bloody difficult. It's so confusing, but like seriously, it's one of these things that some of it I just can't get my head around, and I look at it and think you're making things more difficult than you need to. But at the end of the day, like once again, I've just got to persevere with it. I've finished my first year of the AAT. I've just started my second, just finished my first test of the second year. And yeah, it's, once again, I've just got to kind of persevere with it. Got to make that living, got to make the monies, got to get that career under my belt. So yeah.
So do you think if you didn't start YouTube and you hadn't had this kind of experience, the perseverance, do you think that you'd still be doing what you're doing now? Maybe you would dipped into something else or stopped, training for that role? Or, do you think that supported you? Do you think it's had that kind of a strong influence on you?
Yeah, definitely. I really do. I think if I hadn't have kept up with YouTube, then I may have looked elsewhere and stuff and wouldn't have persevered as much with the accountancy, because it does kick my ass at times. So it's not just like perseverance, it's more as well like commitment, isn't it? You're committing yourself to YouTube. It's helped you, you've gained something out of that, and then it's helped you continue to do what you do in accounting. So that's a really cool story. It's really nice to know that it's doing, even something that's your hobby. Sometimes you might not get that much out of, but you obviously are, because you're learning something in life, which is nice. Yeah, definitely.
So is it? So let's get into something a little bit silly. We're going to dip back and forth from really stupid to really influential to hard thinking questions, but we're going to go with something silly now, and it's going to be: would you rather live with elbows? Would you rather live with elbows or knees?
Oh,
get a choice.
Knees.
So you'd rather not have elbows?
Yeah.
Can you explain why?
I can work without elbows. I can still do everything I need to without elbows. Whereas I can't I can't drive a car without knees.
I can imagine.
Like, it's a bit difficult to walk without knees. Whereas, like, you can, if you've just got no elbows and you've just got straight arms, you can just put things a bit further away, but you can still do everything.
I guess you still got shoulders, so
yeah.
I mean, that's something, isn't it? Right.
But you just do everything. Like, if you do it for me now, Masters, make your arms really straight and just put your keyboard and mouse as like in the position, and you like, you know, you can still do everything without elbows. Whereas without knees, you can't drive a car, you can't walk properly.
But you're never going to be able to scratch your back.
Just get someone else to do it. Can't get someone else to walk for you.
Oh, I know. You've got to do things yourself sometimes. All right. Okay. Fair enough. That was silly, but that was funny. Okay. So, if your life was a sitcom, so I'm talking about like any sort of, it could be a drama, it could be, you know, I'm going to start with another question actually. Okay. So if your life was a sitcom, what kind of genre would it be?
Ooh. See now what? Okay, let's expand on this question a bit. What kind of sort of genre would it be as it is now, or what kind of genre would I like it to be?
What would it be? Oh, you know, I'm gonna give you both of those. I want to know both now.
Because I would like it to be a comedy.
Okay.
You know, I like to laugh.
At yourself, or?
Yeah, it's always good fun. But it would probably just be, you know, I don't know really. I've never thought of that. I don't know what it would be. It would just be.
It wouldn't be drama. It wouldn't be you sat at your desk saying, "I need to make the next video. I need to schedule all of my content. I need to do it now. I've got only 5 minutes." And then it could go into action and almost like a panning shot to your screen where you're uploading your video and it's saying, "I've only got 5 minutes, but it's going to take 20 minutes to upload. What do I do?" You know, I could imagine your life being very much like that. Actually, can we make a collaboration video on that? Actually, I'm really interested in this now.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. Actually, let's do that. We're gonna do that.
The things that we think about is weird. Okay, fine. I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna move on before I say something even stupider. Is stupider a word anyway?
No, it's
okay,
not.
If you ate yourself. So if you ate yourself, as in, I mean, you were really hungry and you decided to, you know, just chomp on yourself, would you become twice as big, or would you disappear completely?
Well, if you ate yourself completely, you'd be left with a mouth.
Set lips.
Yeah, because you can't eat your own mouth. Once you've eaten everything else, there's nothing to put your mouth in your mouth.
Okay.
so effectively you'd disappear except for a set of lips. You wouldn't get twice as big.
Oh my god. Yeah. But then again, I mean, I mean, there's definitely going to be a discussion in the comments now. I can definitely think of a few people that might think a little bit differently to you. Anyway, maybe myself even. Actually, no, it's fine. I think there's just a big pair of lips there with nothing else, and you stuck yourself into a void. That's pretty much how I feel. Okay, so if you... All right, so your username. So your username is a bit different, isn't it? So it's DrumForestDrum. So I mean, I like that you've tried to get across that you like drums twice as much as Forest. But is there a reason why you've picked that username? Is there like a special meaning behind it?
Not necessarily special, but there is like thinking behind it. Basically, my last name is Sherwood, as in Sherwood Forest. Mm-hmm. And I like drumming. I am a drummer. I don't do it much at the moment, unfortunately. I need to sort that out. But I am a drummer. And like when I was younger, I always thought, you know, it'd be cool to have a drum shop called DrumForestDrum, like as in like a play on words of Run Forest Run. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of just went with that. I thought, you know what, let's go with that as my username, as my channel.
That sounds cool. That's nice. That's kind of... So is that across all, you know, all social media, all your usernames? Is it all DrumForestDrum?
Yeah, my Twitter is, I believe, Matthew Sherwood at DrumForestDrum. I'm pretty sure, I think. My Twitch is DrumForestDrum. My YouTube is DrumForestDrum Gaming. I don't have a Facebook for my channel at the moment. Neither do I have an Instagram. I still haven't done that. But yeah, I try everything related to the channel. I try and keep it as DrumForestDrum. Yeah, I try and link it all together.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's right. So very unique. It's not DrumForestDrum 11112 because so many people have used the same name. It's very
that was one thing I wanted to avoid. I really can't stand it when people just see a username, they're like, yeah, I like it. Oh, someone else has got it. Let's just add numbers. I'm thinking, come on.
Nice.
Be more imaginative. Nice.
Okay. Let's look at some different ones here. I think we're doing pretty good here. I think we've had a variety of very stupid and incredibly insightful, but I'm looking... There are so many questions. I mean, like, thank you so much for all these questions. This is amazing. I'm going to keep these. I might end up becoming an interviewer in the future, and I might just have to ask these questions because there are some really good ones. Okay, so there's been some really good games that have come out this year so far, 2018. Awesome games. Some kind of disappointing ones, but... You know, what's your favorite game so far this year, and what are you looking forward to playing over the rest of this year?
Oof, that's a tough one. I can answer the looking forward to one straight away. That would be Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch.
Yes, interesting.
For anyone who doesn't know, that's a new JRPG by Square. Coming to the Switch, and it's gone for like a 2.5D kind of aesthetic. It looks beautiful, and it's kind of going back to the sort of Final Fantasy almost 2D pixel art roots and gameplay. Like, obviously they've got different kind of gameplay. They're trying to update it and keep it fresh and stuff, but it looks like my kind of game, and I personally feel the Switch needs some good JRPGs like that. It really does, because that's what it's lacking at the moment.
I almost assumed that you would see so many JRPGs or just general RPGs on the Switch just because of what it was, being a portable console that looks beautiful, that plays really well. But yeah, there's been very few, actually. And I'm looking forward to that one as well, actually. It does look amazing, and it's by Square. So, I mean, that kind of sells it for me.
Yeah. Definitely. So I'm looking forward to that one. And my favourite game this year so far. Ooh. See, this is where the difficulty lies, because I'm never sure when games came out. I can never remember if it was 2017 or 2018.
I might be able to help you with that. Go on. Throw it out there.
I'm just trying to think of what games I've played this year. We're already in May. That's
it's crazy.
Do we know when Xenoblade Chronicles came out? Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That was last year.
Last year.
Oh.
Hey, look, you asked me to ask you hard questions. I'm here giving you the hardest, toughest questions. Thank you,
do you know what? I think technically I've only actually played one game that's been released in 2018.
Please don't tell me it was Kingdom Deliverance.
Oh, that came out in 2018, didn't it?
Oh my god, what were you going to say?
Was that 2018?
What were you going to say?
I was actually going to say Final Fantasy 15 for the PC.
Oh, you can't do that.
Well, if it's the only game that I could think of that I played that was a 2018 release, I kind of can. But you did Kingdom Come Deliverance? Was that 2018? Yeah, it was February. Yeah. Oh, it would have to be Kingdom Come Deliverance then.
Okay. And why?
It was a great game.
I love the silence. The immense amount of bugs.
It was just the idea of it, like the concept they went with was fantastic. Like the whole idea of the historical realism that they tried to grasp was brilliant. The fact that they actually got historians in to help with the development of the game to try and make it as historically accurate as they could, I think is a genius idea. And I think it worked really well. Like, there were some major bugs in that game, I will not lie, and that is not good. I feel it needed more time in the oven, you know, but I still thoroughly enjoyed that game. It was a big old game. I really liked it. I had a great time. So yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
I need to play more games when they're released.
I think that's a tough question for a few reasons, mainly because there has been a lot of great games that have come out. But I feel like a lot of the big titles that are going to be coming out this year, generally at the end, you're looking at September, October, November kind of time. So I mean, yeah, there hasn't been like some real influential games that kind of everyone remembers just yet. I mean, I don't think so.
There's a lot of games that were supposed to be massive influential games, and then it turned out that they weren't. Prime example. Now, I've not personally played it yet, but I've seen a lot and I've heard a lot. And I'm not saying it's not a great game at all. But a prime example of that would be Sea of Thieves.
Oh, don't say that.
No, just hear me out on this. Like, think about all the hype that game got.
Interview's over. Goodbye.
Don't do this, Masters. I know you love the game. But how many times have you said to me that you wish there was more in it?
Goodbye. I'll see. This was fun. Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. There is.
So this was meant to be a game that was meant to be the pirate experience, and yet a lot of people felt that it got a little bit boring after a while because there just wasn't enough stuff in it.
Yeah, I'll give it that. I think there's definitely a camaraderie kind of aspect to it, and if you don't have the right kind of people with you, it will ruin the game. For you and for the people that you play it with. But you get the right kind of group together and you do. I get it. Yeah, you're right. Okay, fine. I accept it. Can we move on, please?
As I said, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it was meant to be one of those influential games that kind of dropped the ball a little bit, unfortunately, on that. And once again, I feel that actually it came down to it just didn't have enough time in the oven for them to put more in it.
You don't reckon it was the No Man's Sky of 2018, do you?
No. Nowhere near that bad.
We can remain friends. It's fine. Okay, yeah, next question. That was a good one. I like that. If you were a meme, you know where this is going. If you were a meme, if you were a meme, what would you be?
Bad luck, Brian.
Oh, really? oh, I like it.
I can just see my face being on that picture.
I feel like this needs to be with your face in that picture.
Oh, but that means I've got to show my face.
I mean, you could put some glasses on and then you'll be generic. I mean, it's fine.
I wear glasses.
No, I mean sunglasses, like big square. Anyway, fine. Okay, I like that. That was good. Okay, if you were a video game... No, you know what? I'll start again. If you were a video game character, what would you be? And if you were to identify yourself identify yourself with a character, who would it be? So who would you like to be and who do you actually identify with? Video game character.
I would like to be... Oh, that's a tough one. Because there's so many characters who you come across who you just think, yeah, I'd love to be that guy. Oof. It would have to be, I would like to be Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Okay. Right.
I don't think I need to explain that one. He's just a badass. Like,
Agreed.
He's a half devil dude with like guns, swords, can do awesome shit and can turn into a devil. Like, you can't.
Now which character are you actually?
Probably more like tough one. I'm probably more like Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. You know, trying to do the right thing and just get killed.
just killed.
I'd probably end up dying.
So the process that was going through my head then was like, he likes Final Fantasy. Is he going to pick Prompto?
I'll probably be Aerith. Try and do the right thing, and I'll probably end up dying.
Oh my god. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Okay, and what was your obviously your Final Fantasy game, like your favorite? What's like the worst game that you've ever played? The one that you just said, no, I'm gonna burn this disc, cartridge, downloadable copy, literally burn the rest of your computer because it's been in it. What was your worst game ever played?
Worst game I've ever played.
That's a fun one, isn't it?
Would have to be. See, now this is a tough one. It's between two, and the first one I would put up would actually be the game I did the other day, which was Dump in the Dark.
Oh.
It was just badly made, and it made it very frustrating to do anything.
Okay.
Like, even like the cutscenes, you couldn't understand what anyone was saying because they didn't balance stuff very well. Like, it was just badly done. But I think the one that takes the cake, and I'm sure you probably saw this coming, was Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Oh.
That game should not be made. It should be burnt, and Bennett Foddy should be shot for making it. I hate that man.
See, I don't agree with that. But I mean, this is your interview. But I feel like the enjoyment that I've got out of watching you and other people play this game has made it worthy of keeping. If it was found in the ground in another 100 years, be restored and put into a museum. It was that good. With its sledgehammer and cauldron pot. I mean it. I mean, I don't think I know, but I do. I really. I mean, you could have picked a lot of other games, but that one really must have upset you.
It really did. I lose my temper quite quickly when it comes to sort of games. If things don't go my way, I'm just sat there just swearing at the screen. No. By the way, Bennett Foddy, if you ever see this, I don't actually think you should be shot. I was only joking.
I mean, maybe maimed a little bit, but
maybe maimed slightly. You know, lose a few fingers for making that one, but.
Okay. All right. So, you know, we've gone through the best and the worst. Let's talk about YouTube again. Let's go back into that. So, give me the best thing about YouTube.
The community.
Yeah.
The majority. Well, the community. The majority. Like, there are a bunch of, you know, not cool people out there, but you get that in any community you see. Not every community is filled with love and happiness. There are a lot of horrible people out there, but the general community of YouTube, I think, is the best bit.
Awesome.
You get a lot of people sticking up for each other. You get a lot of people trying to help each other. And even when it comes to the big side of the YouTube community, a lot of them are still a good part of the community. Prime example, Omewrecker. Like, I like Omewrecker. He's probably my favorite YouTuber on the bigger side of things. And what he does is I've seen him do it a couple of times, but when he streams on Twitch, after he's finished, he'll go and like just raid some small dude and just give them a load of viewers and stuff to help them out. And I think it's things like that I still think, like, the bigger side of the YouTube haven't left the little guys behind completely.
Okay.
So I definitely think it's the community.
Okay. Give me the worst thing about YouTube.
The other side of the community.
I was going to say community.
It's one of those double-edged swords. Unfortunately, you've got the good side of the community, and then you've got the horrible side of the community. You got the people who just go around trolling people. You got the people who go around saying just horrible things and hurtful things, and then you've got the sub for subbers, which just don't help the small end of the community.
And it is a community, isn't it? That is growing.
Yeah, and it is like the small YouTubers is a community that all tries to stick together, and then you got the sub for subbers who, I think some of them generally think that it helps. I'm not gonna lie, I think some of them honestly do think it helps.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of them realise that actually it doesn't help. They're just doing it to get the subs because they think the subs is what it's all about, which it's not at all.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
And so that's an interesting one. Yeah, I definitely think it's like a double-edged sword. You got the community is the best bit and also the worst bit of YouTube.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, community is definitely double-edged. It's I've got a lot of views about that, but I think community can only help community. So there's nothing you can really do about it until someone shifts it in the right direction. But Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. There's lots of ups and downs. Okay, tell me. You're gonna like this one. Tell me 3 things. So this has to be definitively, it has to be 100% truthful. Tell me 3 things your subscribers don't know about you.
Ooh. 3 things they don't know about me.
I will not accept blood type, gender. Okay, it needs to be some serious. Let's get deep. Come on, give me something.
I don't know my blood type either. Oh, that's a tough one. I was an absolute asshole at school.
I said tell them something. Tell them something they didn't know.
There was no way they know that. At school, I was a horrible person. Like I was a very horrible person.
Okay.
And then, you know, when I got to about like 19, 20, I started to grow up a bit.
Kids can be dicks. It's fine.
But I was a nasty piece of work. I'm counting that as one because I'm really struggling with this question.
Okay.
Help me, Masters. I don't know. Help me.
Tell me something really nerdy that you're kind of embarrassed. That's definitely something that you've probably not told me or anyone else.
Really nerdy?
Come on.
I mean, I'm not overly embarrassed about it, but I suppose a lot of people my age would think why. I still have my entire Pokemon card collection.
See, that's cool. I like that. That's definitely something I didn't know. We're going to have to trade some shinies.
I have added to it over the last couple of years. Don't get me wrong. I got a lot, man. You know, I would not throw those out. I chucked out all my other cards except my Pokemon. So
your Yu-Gi-Ohs, your the top trumps, and everything.
No, I've still got my top trumps. You don't chuck out top trumps because you know that's a game you can just play. They're good fun. But yeah, like my Yu-Gi-Ohs, all the Digimon cards, all that kind of stuff. I chucked all those out, but the Pokemon cards stayed.
Okay, you got one more. Give us one more.
I am a massive lover of seafood and have eaten a dolphin.
Whoa, okay. I mean, that's definitely okay. Fine. I don't even need to ask any more questions around that. I now know you as a whole person. You are.
I might get a little bit of hate for that one, but I don't care. I have eaten dolphin.
Were you aware before and after, or only after?
I ordered it off the menu, mate.
You knew what you were doing,
I knew what I was doing. Bohemian dolphin in a nice white wine sauce with roasted vegetables. Oh, it was delicious.
Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Oh, okay. Right. So, give me a video. Give me one of your video in the year that you've been doing this. A video that you're proud of. The video, the ultimate video.
My review of Nier Automata, I was very proud of.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was actually, because that was my first review video. And I spent quite a lot of time on it, trying to really get my thoughts across. And I was very proud of that. Personally, I'd never done a review before. And I really liked what I came out with. I felt like I got my point across well. I felt I gave the game a fair review after the amount of time I spent on it. So yeah, I was really proud of that one, personally. Cool. I really was.
And if that video wasn't enough to get people to subscribe to your channel, why should anyone subscribe to your channel?
I'm a simple dude. I'm a simple dude who really enjoys gaming, and I like to just chill and talk about gaming and just experience new things. And one of the things I am trying to do is play old games that I never got to play when I was younger. So I'm trying to do that as well as play sort of newer games as well. So if people like to see sort of some of the older games, and just see a dude just chill and have a good time experiencing this stuff, then I would say, you know, come join.
Awesome.
Like,
awesome.
I like to do the reviews afterwards, so if anyone doesn't like to watch full playthroughs but likes to just know what I'm talking about or what I've experienced, then they're there, and I'm hopefully bringing out some new videos soon as well, sort of first impression review kind of things.
Nice. So you almost do like the life to the death of a game, basically, don't you? You do like the first look all the way to the playthrough, then to the very end, and anyone can pick it up anywhere in between.
Yep.
Nice. Awesome. I know you play a lot of retro games. You play a lot of, like, you're looking at a lot moment. You're looking at playing some like AA titles, like real high new games that are coming out in the future, you know, like God of War. Like, have you looked at playing anything like that?
There's a lot that I would love to play. Unfortunately, I just can't afford it at the moment, unfortunately.
Okay, so if money wasn't an option, you go and do all, just like pick up God of War, you go and
yeah,
definitely. You know, because that is an amazing title that you should absolutely get. And you know, there's I'm not gonna let this go. And you know, so there's a lot of high quality games that you would like to also like in the future do as well. Cool, that's awesome. So there's a lot of variety there on your channel. That's nice. It is cool. You see a lot of guys play indie games, and then they just play indie games, and then they just keep playing indie games, and they might give their thoughts on a new game like a first look, and then they go back to play indie games. But you've got a variety of kind of all different ages, which is kind of different about your channel, which is nice. It's good to see that. So yeah, people should definitely give your channel a look. One thing that I've noticed, and a lot of other channels don't do, which is kind of unique to you, is you do some real long Let's Plays, which I kind of like, because, you know, like Final Fantasy 1, what was the other one? Not just Final Fantasy.
Nier was the longest so far. Nier topped, I think it was 60 episodes.
Yeah, those. So I don't know why, but I've got this thing. I might play a game, and in the background I'll have YouTube on or I'll have Netflix on. And I'm starting to sway more to YouTube, because I can kind of put one of these playlists on. I don't know, you might have noticed, like with Yogscast or something, like with their Minecraft stuff, you can just play it from the very beginning all the way to the end. You still absorb all of it, but it's in the background, and you can just go through all of them. And by the end of the day, you've done 100 and something episodes, and you're like, wow, I really enjoyed all of that. And it's those kind of things I quite like. I like that. It's definitely kind of rare in a lot of YouTube channels. So absolutely keep it up, man. Okay, last question. I'm going to give you one more question. Famous last words to be carved into your gravestone.
Yeah. I wanted to be cremated. Now I'm being maggot shagged in the brain. What is wrong with everybody?
I need you to get that in writing, and I need that to happen. Well, it's on YouTube, so it's immortalized forever. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you. Oh, it got weird. I knew this would happen. Yeah, but no, this has been fun. This has been fun. Interviewing you and learning a little bit more what you do. And, you know, just kind of mucking about was always good. I have, guys, people watching this, I have like another 80 questions that I can ask. So, I know, right? So do we have to do a double take on this? Doing like another parter? I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much for having me doing this, man. It was really fun.
No problem. And guys at home, if you do want to find out more, if you do want more questions, let us know in the comments down below, and we can always do another one of these, you know. I have no issues. I'm sure Masters has no issues. Do you?
I mean, I'm commissioned. I'm in commissions, so that's. Yeah. I mean, it's up to you, isn't it? You know? Zero.
Yeah, you know, you're commissioned. 20% of 0 is still 0, so that's fine. Works out for me.
It's for an accountant.
But yeah, so thank you very much, Masters. I really appreciate it.
No worries, man. No worries.
It's always great to have you.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys haven't already, go check out Masters of Nothing. He's got some great content. Absolutely love this dude. I will leave a link in the description down below as always. It's always the way to do it. So go check him out, definitely. I'd like to thank you all who have supported me over the last year, all who have watched me. I'd like to thank, you know, Masters, Fitz, everyone who I've met. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'd like to give a big thank you to my girlfriend, Jaime, over at Sassy Tacocorn. She has been massively supportive in this. You know, she does a lot of my thumbnails, artwork in general. She's just generally done a lot right from the start for me, so massive thank you to her. And yeah, thank you to all you guys. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, drop a like, and I want to talk to you in the comments. What do you want to see? You know, do you want to see different kinds of videos? I really want to find out, and I will catch you all next time. Take it easy, everybody.